takes a toll on you from what I've heard. You never have just one project. You would eventually drop it because your brain refuses to focus on one thing that long. Yeah, that. I do at some point have to put in a rule that, you know, I can only have like a certain amount of a certain type of project. Like, you know, I cannot have too many crochet projects. I will usually allow myself different projects of different types of crafts. And then, you know, usually I don't count things like the worry worms or early birds, because early birds are a thing that I can always do. And, you know, they go towards charity. Why would I limit myself on those? I do have a rule that, you know, if I have an early bird on the needle, I need to finish that one before I make a new one. But it's also, like, if I'm having a bad day, I can always make early birds because I've made so many of them that I know the pattern by heart, so I will never ever really get stuck on them. And it's really easy to take along to things like birthday parties or stuff like that, because I don't need to constantly look at my phone or look at a pattern book, which makes it a slightly more social crochet. Or at least in my opinion, or in my my experience. Alrighty. Utterly adorable streamer. I try to be. You have a couple of skeins in front of you just for squishing purposes. Ooh. Some yarn is just very squishy and very cute. Sometimes yarn is just for squishing. I mean, it sounds like an excellent fidget toy to me. Oh, I got myself a new fidget toy yesterday. Like, they had outside the snack bar, they have these little fidget toy machines, you know, you can like throw a euro in and then get fidget toys. It's a combination of a sort of clickety-clackety fidget and a fidget spinner, because it's a fidget spinner but then with movable arms, and oh god, I love it so much. I am a fidget toy enthusiast. Alright, so we have eyes. We probably have to hide this octopus once it's done. Blue loves them and has several in his room already. Otherwise Blue would steal all the fidget toys. Alright, this is a very pretty purple one, and this one is to celebrate 25 months of Irene Willeke being a sub here. Which is like, 25 months is so long. So that just means that I've also been a streamer for 25 months. You fidget with your rings, you rotate them around your fingers. I know, I used to wear like 8 rings. Like, there was a time when I would wear, I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something. But I would also constantly drop them because I kept fit. If like in bad days I'd fidget with them so much that I'd also keep dropping them. I've been thinking about getting one of these fidget rings because that does sound really cool. I have a fidget necklace that I really love. I found that on Etsy at some point. It's in one of my pockets. But it's a circle, and then with a little crossbar, and then on the crossbar are a couple of beads. I think mine are like smoky quartz and amethyst. And the whole idea is that you can, you know, and it's like a necklace, so it's a necklace that is made to fidget with. I used to break necklaces as a child all the time because guess what? Regular silver jewelry is not meant to be fidgeted with. One, two, three, four, five. And I have a very big soft spot for jewelry. So for the fidget toys that you can chew on. Like I think they were originally meant as like teething necklaces for children who were getting their first teeth. But it turns out that I think both people on the autism spectrum and with ADHD also really like sometimes just gnawing down on things. I got my first piece of jewelry after I realized I kept munching on the back of my crochet hooks, which of course the poor things are not meant for, but they have this nice silicone-y feel to them. And then I was like, wait a second, let's just get some stuff that is made for children to chew on, because that is probably also safe for adults to chew on. And then just got some certified chew toys. I also have this great picture of myself somewhere at a LARP, because, well, that character comes from a culture where one of the gods is an owl, and that is one of the gods that character really admires. So I was like, nope, this is now an owl feather. I'm wearing this as a token of one of my gods. I also chew on it. I have this great picture of me looking at something intently, like... It looks really weird, like me just me chomping on that feather. I think it's a really epic picture. Ooh, more likely to chew on metal. Yeah, but metal can be really bad for your teeth. Wrong LARP, Chrysopraise. I'm talking about Estera. Also, I didn't have the jewelry in the LARP where Uhu was. Also, Uhu was divine. Be honest. And I mean, at that LARP, I was a god. So, or at least I ended up one. Ish. No, this is a LARP that I still go to. At Estera, I play a Contivalen, and the Contivalen have a pantheon of 12 different gods, and all of them are different animals. And they have this really cool thing where both the owl and the wolf are actually gods of healing. And I play a healer, or a doctor. Actually, fun thing, there I play a ship's doctor. But also the ship's carpenter. And do you know why the ship's doctor and the ship's carpenter are the same people? On a ship, they are both the people, you know, both the carpenter and the doctor are the people that wield the saw. But yeah, in that but on that LARP, the owl is like the god of wisdom and things, and you know, so the owl is the god of really smart, you know, the smarts that come with being a doctor, and the wolf is the goddess of care and caring. Because of course the other half of healing is excellent patient care. So together the wolf and the owl are gods of healing. Also, at that LARP, I am the only character with magical healing powers. Funnily enough, it means I can get away with a whole lot, because... Tony is not the nicest person. Yeah, my character is called Antonella, but she hates that name. She's Tony. And she's not really the nicest character, but then again, I am Niska. I am the nicest person, I've been told. But I can get away with a whole lot, because people also know that if you know, I think it's also a little bit that people know if you piss me off, I'm gonna put you last in the order of healing. When you're one of the few healers you have, that gives you a strange amount of power. Like, yeah. Piss me off and I might accidentally run out of bandages. Alright, let's also do the Stream Raider battle again, because I think there's definitely enough of us on the field. Right, let's curse these people close to us so we can get rid of them quickly. Patience and care are much more important than people think when it comes to healing. In first aid, often all you can do is sit with someone and yep, and call 112. That is true. Yeah, never underestimate the importance of patient care. You know, like, I have a great respect for nurses, but I was in a hospital when I was like, I think 11 or 12 with very bad pneumonia. And I was in the children's department, and I really, really fondly remember all the nurses who were so sweet and so kind, you know, because I was a frightened little kid. Like, you know, I had to stay at the hospital and I was feeling really, really ill. But there were all these super duper duper sweet nurses who were trying to make me feel better, and but also, you know, encouraged me to take my medication no matter how bad it tasted. And just, you know, encouraged me and were just encouraging and kind and friendly. Like, of course you need the very smart people to do the smart things, but, you know, sometimes you also just need somebody to you know, pat you on the head and go, there, you'll be okay. Right, there's 9 enemies left, and I think it's all these mummy orcs. Ah! The mummies are decaying on their own, it seems. Alright. Kill, murder, death to the mummies. Damanta and Void get the bonus rewards, and I get a flying rogue scroll. Right, I am now guessing that the bot army of botness will GTFO, because that is what they tend to do. Assholes. But we can still make this work. If we just plan accordingly. You know, like make a whole group of people here, but also place some people on this side. So these guys get you know, get distracted a bit. So, you know, so the archers here don't all get shot in the back. Alrighty, let's turn on the music again. But yeah, there's this real cool picture of me as Tony just chomping down on that biting feather, because I what was it again? Oh yeah, I was asked to look at something with both a thing because I was a carpenter and the thing was made out of wood, but also just in case it exploded, so I was sitting at a safe distance. Intently staring at a thing while chewing on that feather, and that picture is just seriously too cool. It's also like me playing the character Tony at a LARP is really kind of helping me you know, claim some space also in real life. Because Tony is unapologetically loud, and also I sort of threw in a little bit of, you know, she has a couple of butch lesbian vibes going on. like including one of these things. Like she is a bisexual, but with a preference for women because she's married, she has a husband and a child at home, but she and her husband basically sort of made this arrangement that Tony can mess with women as much as she wants. Tony is just not allowed to mess with any other men, which is fair. And Tony's just glad that she's not stuck at home with her husband and his first wife. Complicated LARP character politics just within herself, but Tony is one of these people that doesn't sit on a chair like a normal person, but turns the chair around and then will that, or just completely with the completely Tony does manspreading. She takes up a whole lot of space. Yeah, poly relationships are valid. Yep. And this LARP character is unapologetically poly. But also, with excellent she has an excellent, she and her husband have an excellent understanding. Tony gave him an heir. And, and now Tony gets to travel the world and hook up with as many women as she wants. But yeah, fidget toys are so awesome. Nothing's going to happen to the heir. The heir is at home in a safe spot. Because we're not raising a child in the middle of the world where all the shit is happening. The child got sent home via special courier message. You can see the point in people saying Sigyn didn't feel jealous when Loki went out to find someone new to have fun with, not because she was loyal, but she understood that Loki couldn't be tied down. No. Well, I mean, wasn't eventually Loki punished or something and like tied to a big rock with like a snake dripping venom on him? But I mean, it took a whole lot of violence to tie Loki down. That's for sure. But then yeah, sometimes in relationships you shouldn't tie your partner down. Well, and sometimes you should. Some people enjoy being tied down. But yeah, and it's also this whole thing that I think that modern day media tries to teach us that there is only one person you can ever love and it's only that one person or something, and that is also not a thing. And also in a poly relationship, it's not always about those are not about what is things being wrong with one partner or something. Because I think that is sometimes what people are afraid of, that a poly relationships means that, you know, that there's something wrong with you or something, but it isn't. Like, I know somebody in a poly relationship who has, like, you know, who has, like, one husband to do certain things with and a boyfriend to do other things with that, you know, they can't do with the husband. And I'm mostly going on for, you know, like certain date nights and stuff. Like, I think one of the two partners loves to go to the cinema and the other partner loves to do a different type of hobby, and, you know, they so, you know, they have their own niche, which I think is pretty awesome. You know, your different partners can just fulfill a different niche in your life, and that doesn't make anyone invalid or unwanted or unloved. Also, the whole idea that you can only love one person is so much utter bullshit. Because when you think about it, it's really easy to love a whole bunch of people. I mean, think about it, you know, or at least for let's see, we had an orange somewhere. Ah, yes. So, this one is for 9.5, who is on their 4th month of being a sub here. Thank you so much. Alright, that was enough worry worms for the day. But there are so many, you know, people always think that just, you know, love is love and that is it. But love comes in so many different forms. Like, you know, like there's romantic love and, you know, like the love you can maybe feel for siblings or family, love for your parents, love for your friends. There are so many different types of love which all take their own shapes and forms. And different people have different needs when it comes to those types of loves, which is also very valid. Maybe some people don't want a romantic love, or some people don't want a sexual love. That is how the world whirls. Yep, poly is not for cheating. Yes! Exactly. Because cheating is when you go behind your partner's back to do shit. Poly is about making really good, you know, about talking to your partner and, you know, making words. But, you know, I know a lot of people who are poly and they are all about good communication. You know, it's poly is about communicating with your partner and, you know, like, do you mind if I go out with this person? Are there limits what I can do with this person? And yeah, excellent. From what I know from the poly people, they all have really good communication skills with their partners. Exactly, cheating is breaking agreements made between you and your partners. So, let's see. If I want to make cute animal things, what kind of... Oh, who am I kidding? Use all the colors. Just for funsies. Guys, we're gonna move the camera a little bit. Color choice options are... This box of yarn is so full. There's so much in here. Alright. Also, hello, wannabe cat. Also, it seems that I need to hug the sloth. And Void says it, any kind of relationship. Yep. You talk to different friends for different reasons. You love your kids equally, but not forgetting how different they are. Exactly. Like, I think my mom once said something like, you know, my mom is you know, doesn't have a favorite child. She just loves my brother and me for all different reasons. And, you know... And it's the, you know, she loves me also to go on garden adventures with, which is something that my brother doesn't like. So, you know, I'm the favorite child to go on gardening adventures with. But, you know, my brother is the favorite child for other things that I don't so that much enjoy doing. And that is totally fine, because my brother and I are two different people. And yes, I love the sloth as well. This is just for its fluffiness, and it's very good, cute little snoot. Yeah. Oh, by the way, my favorite quote that I at some point said to a guest, I was telling a guest, sloths eat upside down. So there was like a sloth hanging from a tree, basically sort of like this, and then, munching on greens. So I was telling that, sloths can eat upside down partially because some of their organs are shifted in relationship to us. And this lady was looking at me like, are you pulling my leg? And I was like, well, here's the good news. Nature is so weird and so wonderful. I can tell you all kinds of weird facts, and all of them are true because I don't need to make shit up. Nature is weird. And she was like, good point. Also, technically, it's one of the rules of being a guide at the zoo. I'm not allowed to fib. Because I have the authoritative shirt on. If I fib and people believe it, they will tell other people, and before you know it, the weirdest tales will go around. So we're not allowed to make up stories. But yeah, as I said, nature is weird enough as it is. One does not need to make up stories. Like sloths that have shifted organs, and that, they can eat upside down and have babies upside down and sleep upside down and move upside down, but they can't poop upside down. Which is the best sloth fact, isn't it? Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, you think so too. Once a month, no, not once a month, once a week, the sloth has to go out of the tree, do a little dance, and poop, and then quickly go back up. The good news is, I can always very honestly tell people that we do not have to be afraid of sloths pooping on our head, because sloths have to be outside of, have to be down the tree to poop. So they will never poop on your head while climbing overhead. I cannot say the same about all the other the night monkeys that are in there, but this is how it is. Blue is your favorite artist kid. Yoshi is your favorite programmer kid. Exactly. You can just love your kids for all their own qualities. Ooh, catfish have blue blood because they have copper-based blood. Ooh, catfish are royalty. Right, I'm going to look up a pattern because I want to make some granny squares, as I said. Yeah. I want to make a cube with like little adorable crochet animals on them, so that my husband can throw it at my head whenever I'm feeling down. Does that sound weird? Nah. Like what I need is... Here, let me show you guys. I'm sort of looking at these here in the middle because it's basically, lots of these are like a simple circle, which then at some point gets turned into a square. And I think I can make a really cute little cube out of that, but you can make all kinds of different animals because, like, you can turn it into a ladybug. You can probably turn it into, like, if you do this but then do a different thing, you can turn it into an elephant. If you sort of only color this half bit, you can then turn it into a squid. Oh, the little owl here is adorable. showing me in ads. It's no fun. Now, this is the... I think I can also, if I have a clear enough picture, I can probably sort of figure it out myself. But there, I have an instruction for a granny square base. So let's see. Even if poly isn't for you, poly people is... Yes, exactly. If a partner of mine wants a poly relationship, you have to make it clear that it's outside of your comfort zone. Poly is all about good communication. You'll be respectful, but in the end of the day, you're not allowed yourself to feel uncomfortable in the relationship. Exactly. That is very fair. But in the end, that's the important thing about... I think this is a nice grey for an elephant. And maybe put it in like a bright pink background or something. Because of course you can make this a nice cube with all the same background colors, but why would I? I like this one better. I have a little bit more thread on here as well. Yeah. Alright, the thread is stuck somewhere here. Nope. I think I'm going to have to do some detangling at some point. I think there's one skein of yarn that completely fell apart because it was not rolled on well, and now everything else has gotten stuck in it. Oh well. Alright, how does this base pattern work then? You're going, you need... Ooh, an Alanis Morissette concert? That sounds like fun. Have fun, Wannabe Cat. Thank you so much for hanging out here. Yarn Hype, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome, welcome. 2 years late. Yeah, I mean, isn't this like the summer of this is like the summer of catch-up? Where everybody basically goes to different kinds of concerts because, oh my god, we wanted to go here last year and... This is the summer of epic catch-up. So have fun! Alright, so my only thing is, am I going to make this with... I think I'm going to make it on a size 3 yarn. Because I have stuff to put the stuffing in, so... Let's see, chain 1 and chain 3 at the beginning counts as single crochets and double crochets respectively. Alright, so this would be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It reminds me, I'm a moderator at a Discord, so I need to keep half an eye on that Discord server because there is a recruitment event going on. But that means that half of the mods are at that event, so I need to keep half an eye on the new people coming in. But up till now, it seems that everybody is behaving rather swimmingly. Slip into the first chain. And let's see. And now we will do doubles. It's all single crochet still, right? Yeah. Ah, there is a picture. That is practical. Angelic Dreamer, you made a business account. Ah, Yarn Hype is a good name. Welcome, welcome. Or, well, excellent name choice. See. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, because that one is a slip stitch, so I guess that doesn't count. I still have 16 now? Yeah, I think so. I'm going back to the written out pattern though. I think that is slightly, I think for me it's easier to work with the written pattern than with a drawn out one. Alright, and then then it is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, that's when we start with the sticks or the double crochets. Chain 3 and double crochet in the first stitch. Alright. There we go. I just think chain 3 is a bit much. And then I'm already wondering whether this is not going to be a bigger square than I want it to be. It's always nice to, immediately, you have the first 2 rounds or something on your needle and then you start worrying about it. How big is this going to be, did they say? "15 by 15 centimeters. Well, that's actually really reasonable. Needs to be squishable, of course. Thank you to whoever put that epic on the field. Pigs really can fly. What a name. I like it. So, Yarn Hype or Angelic Dreamer, how are you doing today? trying to read the scheme, but reading schemes is really harder than it looks. Between 24 and 36 is 12, I guess that would... I guess it sort of works out. Am I still on the right amount of stitches though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I need one more. Oh yeah, of course we're ending on 1. So that is correct. I think. Yeah. Oh yes, give me fun facts about Sweden. I'm very curious. You're good, thank you. Just chilling today. You're trying to teach yourself how to knit with circular needles. Ah. It's a slightly different technique, I think, with circular needles as opposed to the other ones. But hey, it's always fun to try new things. So, alright, so now we just need to repeat row 3, which is basically... Did I slip stitch into the right one here? I think I slip stitched into the wrong one. Yes, I did. There we go. Yeah, it is a slightly different technique. I think there's this whole thing with, you know, who finds whatever most comfortable, but... At some point, I used circular needles to at some point knit a shawl, but that was more of a left to right, right to left kind of thing. Because I did just flip it around, but that caused me to, you know, make that shawl on one needle instead of having to work with 2. It worked really well. It's one of Red and the Wolf Designs patterns. Nice. She's a very cool designer. Alright, wow, there's 35 units on the field. That is actually still pretty good. Alrighty, let's curse some of these enemies here. And see. Would be easier if you could do continental knitting. Oh, hello. Start battle? Did I press the wrong button? Maybe I did. I don't know. Well, we have a battle. Alright. Well, those brave units here at least, you know, managed to hold these off for a second. Look at that mage and that and the artillery go. As long as the mage and the artillery don't get too set upon by other units. Because here's the problem here. Now come the bad guys from the back. And there goes the artillery, I fear. It's being stabbed in the back. Oh my, there's still really a lot of enemies left. Oh, poor mage. Wait, the mage still lives. If it can just murder everyone that comes up to it. If those ground units can just keep these guys at bay, then the mage should be fine. Oh dear, I think my captain unit went down up here. That is sad. The mage is down as well. I mean, it seems that this group of enemies is just royally stuck, which is nice, you know. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, there's a monk hitting things. Oh wow, I don't know what that bomber is throwing, but it seems to be effective. Right, there's 8 of us and 20 of them. Still doable, still doable. Well, that Grand Monk is not taking any nonsense. Just murdering everything in its way. And we still have some epics running up here to take care of these last few enemies. Ooh. We're just going to make this, I think, with the clock almost running out, but that doesn't matter. We have now won because I don't believe that this one unit can kill 3 epics in 1 minute. Bloop! I mean, it cost us a lot of units, but it worked. Chrysoprase, Void, and Amanta, get the bonus rewards, and I hope people got skins, because skins are fun. Alright, which way do we want to go? This way or that way? I'm scared of those units, so we're going this way. Oh, and after that, I'm going to read some Swedish fun facts, because, well, that sounds like fun. Alright, setting some battle planning. That should mean that I now have the battle planning quest. There we go. Don't know how many days this thing still is, but it's always nice to get to finish a couple of quests. Get kills. Hope I can do that. There we go. Back to the elephant and sometimes little bits of glitter. Let's see. Oh, I knew that one about the arena in Stockholm. It's like a model of the sun, and you can backpack through Sweden trying to see the entire galaxy, which I think is awesome. Like, that is pretty cool. Fun fact number 2, Stockholm has one of the longest art exhibitions in the world, as each and every subway station has unique art made by an artist. Ooh! Your personal favorite is, oh, how do you... Kungstrat Gardens? Station? Wow. That is cool. So I guess that's also freely available art, because, you know, well, apart from having to, of course, probably have to buy a subway ticket, but that is pretty awesome. I'm now just imagining people going through Stockholm by subway just to see all the different stations. Time for the next museum bit. Choo choo. That is really neat. Like, I know the Netherlands has a railway museum. I haven't been there in years. I used to love going there as a kid. Alright, let's see if the count is still correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 34, 35, 36. Yep, this is still correct. Now I guess that by doing slightly different things with increases, because this is really, really flat. I mean, which is good for granny square. They should be flat. These are going to really take longer than I thought they were going to take. They're also going to be slightly bigger than I anticipated. Let's see. And it is chain 3 and yes. Sort of a regular increase round. Do you want to know a fun fact about Amersfoort, the city where I live in? Like, you know how some cities have nicknames? You know, like there's several cities nicknamed the Big Apple. Stuff like that. Well, Amersfoort is nicknamed Keistad. Roughly translated Boulder City. Or very large rock city. And this is because apparently in, I think it was 1667, there was a, what is een jonk hier? It's like a minor noble dude who ran things here. He had a drunken bet with one of his pals because there was a huge boulder. It was about 7.5 tons in weight. Those are 7,500 kilos. And he made a sort of semi-drunken bet that he could get people to move it from a place called Soesterberg to Amersfoort. So that's like I think like a good 10, maybe 15 kilometers. And he was like, oh, I could totally get people to move it from there to here. Watch me. And he actually bribed like 400 townspeople with beer and pretzels to indeed move the super large boulder from point A to point B. On arrival in Amersfoort, a lot of people thought, well, we just made total and utter jackasses out of ourselves, didn't we? And they sort of buried the boulder because people were kind of ashamed of it because it was basically, we got drunk, somebody promised us more beer and pretzels, and now we have a very large rock to show for it. You know, it's like, dude, where's my car? But then the 1667 style, dude, where's my rock? But 1 or 2 generations later, people found the story and they rediscovered the boulder and they thought, well, this is really hilarious. This is a good story. So they actually put the boulder up on a pedestal. And now we're sort of proud of it. Even funnier, like sadly those parties stopped before I moved here, but there has been a time in the, I think, 70s, 80s and 90s when they would every now and then have Boulder City parties. You know, which would just be really big citywide parties. And every time they would try to get boulders from different cities. Now, of course, they wouldn't pull them with the promise of beer and pretzels. Or maybe only little bits just for the fun of it. But that also means that throughout the city of Amersfoort, there are large boulders dotted throughout the city. Like, and most of them are labeled. Like, I think there's a Norwegian boulder. There's one from Switzerland. There's also some from different provinces in the Netherlands, especially Drenthe, which is known for having really large rocks. And I think there's one from Limburg. But there's like a rock from Portugal that I know of. It was all, you know, all large pieces of stone that were gifted to us as a gift from other countries. My personal favorite there is actually a piece. There's one hewn piece of stone, and it's a piece of the old London Bridge that we were gifted. And of course, the original stone is proudly on display because now we find this story seriously hilarious. Because, you know, this is what people do. Drunken bets are made, and then before you know it, there's a boulder in your city and you have a nickname. Another fun fact, only 1% of Swedish trash ends up in landfills. That's not a lot. The rest of us is recycled. Sweden has a way of burning household trash and making it into energy for the household. Sweden even gets paid to take trash from Norway and the UK. In Swedish food, the school isn't eaten is sent out to farmers to feed the pigs, cutting food waste. Nice. That is good. Because indeed, landfills are kind of terrible. Let's see, and now I think I need to make one more round, and then we have a face. I really think that is going to be too big. I think I'm going to try and sneak a little. See if I can just cut off a few. Just make it one round smaller. Because I think I really have the feeling it's otherwise going to get too big for my purpose. So that is when we wait a second, I think it wants us, let's see, granny square base, and it's cut off, that is fun. This is cut off and weave in, and then you need to move to a different place and then attach the second color. Alright, so we can do that. Your local dump is very strict on recycling. If you bring anything there, they'll look for what you've brought to make sure you've separated it. That's good. What can't be recycled needs to be paid for, encouraging people to get as much recycled as possible. Yes, you get free compost if you bring garden waste. Yeah. The place where my mom used to live, the old city where she used to live, did something similar. Like that. You could get free bags of compost from what they made from the city's waste, which I thought was really cool. But not everybody took advantage of that, so they often had bags left. So my mom would sometimes get a few extra bags and then give one to me. But yeah, now she lives in a different city that doesn't do that anymore, I think, so. But hey, I have my own wormery, so a lot of my green waste already gets turned into compost now. And just check if the worms still have enough brown matter. But yeah, that's really... I think it's really cool if a city actually gives people the bits of compost. Alright, so I need to... Well, probably not in the 8th then. 1, 2, 3. I probably will need to cut out a few of these. 2, 3, 7. It's probably 6. No, wait, how many increases are made? There were 12 increases made, so I have 12 fewer stitches here. Let's see if I could cut out these, so that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just one in the middle on each side, I think. That would work. 5. Then probably around here, 6. Right. In theory. They even recycle styrofoam? Oh, that is cool. I know that where I live, styrofoam has to be handed in. I think you can hand in the styrofoam in differently. Wait, this needs to be a treble, I think. And your friend had horses, yes. All right. Alright, we do 2 double crochets. I hope this works out. I'm improvising. Because now, of course, we need to turn this circle into a square. And then technically that should be the other point. I think it's about correct. When my mom and Bonus Dad moved into where they live now, the garden had been neglected really badly and the soil was really not very rich, but there were horse stables nearby, and apparently it costs a whole bunch to bring horse manure to the recycling plant. So they just went to the horse people and were like, hey, Can we have some of can we have like a cart of the horse manure? And they were like, yes, please, because that would save them a whole trip of getting rid of it, including the cost. So free horse manure, and it's really good for the garden. Apparently, there was all kinds of straw and stuff in it. So in no time, all kinds of bugs and beasties and stuff was living in it. And now the garden is all happy and thriving. Because, horse manure is really... Hey, Rusty Dove! I think horse manure can have seeds in it. You need to be... you kind of need to be careful with it. I think it might also depend on what the horse has eaten and what kind of straw you put the horse on. So yeah, you do need to be careful with that and keep an eye on it, but it does make the soil nice and rich. Yep, you get taxed for poop. Exactly, so, you know, giving away a cart of it every now and then to your neighbors who then put it in their garden is, you know, fun for the whole family or something. Let's also, I need to quickly check on the Discord channel where I'm a moderator. But everything still seems nice and quiet. Also, let's check in on the Stream Raider battlefield. Because it does seem that the bot army of rudeness is back. Yeah. Alright, let's do a few more stitches on this. I think I got these all in the corners. Did I ever tell you guys about that time that I spent 2 hours digging through rhinoceros poop with children because it is fun and educational? But there were definitely seeds in that. Now, of course, that's a rhinoceros, not a horse, but you know, the whole idea is, you know, they eat a whole bunch of grass and straw and but there were definitely seeds in there depending on what they had eaten. I'm not sure how well horses digest, but I know that rhinos don't digest a whole lot. Like, they eat a whole lot, but they don't digest all of it. Which is then nice, because that means that nature then can digest the rest. Because it has been nicely sort of pre-worked, but not fully digested, which means that a lot of animals can then fully digest it. I mean, beats me why somebody would want to eat poop, but I guess that's why I'm not a monkey. Yeah, this is definitely... Yeah, there are definitely too many of us on the field. Let's just curse the big one over there and see how it happens. Start battle. It was a bit too fast, I think. It gives me a good excuse to stretch. Dum da dum bum ba da dum bum ba da 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 dum. Right, that's that last group there. Yeah, ibises are really cute and fun birds. The zoo has a whole enclosure of them. Like, the ibis is one of these birds that we know that they make certain sounds and what they mean. Granting random rewards to Binary, Yarn Hype, Chrysoprase, and the Manta. Alright, let's see if we can do this boss battle. Because, you know, the bot army is probably going to bot off, so we shall need to do it all on our own. But that is okay, we can totally do it. The badger will lead us into glorious battle. So if we set up with a group here and with a group there. Oh, and a couple here so they can be with that healer. Then we can totally get this show on the road. Oh boy, so now there's my Badger Berserker with an Epic War Beast next to it. Oh boy, that is going to... Alright, and now let's see if my counting is correct. No, to be the half C's. So you need to be pulled through this one. One. Also, I don't know how it is with horse manure, but I know that it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is 1. I know that with elephant poop, you can actually use elephant and rhino droppings to make paper with, because there's still so much fibers in there. I mean, you have to clean it very well first, but after that you can totally turn it into paper. Which I think is really pretty awesome. Nature is weird, and we love her for it. Alright, this worked out pretty okay, because I think this is actually square. This thing was turning out, I actually needed to make another round here, but then I figured it was going to be way too big for what I wanted it for, so I was like, you know what, we're just going to fib around. Because the other rounds are literally just, yeah, the rest of the rounds are relatively simple. Because then it's just stick, 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 or double, 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 and then some trebles in the corner to, some trebles in here to go around. That we can totally do. Or it's actually half double and then 1 treble. But yeah, you can make paper out of elephant poop. There's enough fibers in there to make that work. But yeah, all you need to do is clean it out a little bit. But that's not, that is relatively logical. Let's see, I have to make sure, of course, that I put one in there, because that is not the chain space. It's an actual stick. Hello, Naughty D. Yes, I made a square. I'm very happy with this. This is a project I came up with today. So, you know, I just making random things today. But the whole idea is this is going to be a cube with 6 different animals on them. And then I have bought some cheap fleece that I'm going to use to also make a little inside. And this is going to be the elephant square. So I'm going to, you know, on the side here, you know, make some like circles and put those in as ears. And probably make a little, you know, a little twisty like this and put it as a trunk. And then put in some cute eyes. Because the fun thing then is that it's not only a cube with different animals, but it also has a couple of fidget options. I haven't quite decided on all 6 animals. I probably want to make one side like a jellyfish. Or an octopus. And I've seen a really cute ladybug somewhere, so I might make a ladybug. I haven't decided on all of them yet, but then again, I don't have to yet. You know, need to finish this one first anyways. And I'm just going to use so many colors on this because, well, why not? Just using up all the colors in my stash. Oh, you just made an elephant amigurumi. Elephants are such amazing animals. And of course I'm gonna have to consider if I make every animal in a sort of lifelike color, or if I'm at some point just going to cheat and make, like, you know, green giraffes or something. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hello, D-Rex. Welcome, welcome. And thank you very much for that follow. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, up till now, my Sunday has been pretty good. This morning, I went and cycled to the IKEA because I needed some hooks to hand... to hang things on. And seeing that I'm still trying to you know, get into a little bit of a better shape, I figured I'd take the bike instead of the car. Which turned into a bit of an adventure, because it turns out there's like this half marathon thing or something going on in my city. And of course the parkour for that half marathon thing was right where I wanted to cycle. So, you know, I had to weave in and out of people jogging. It's like, but this is the only road past this way. Because, you know, like, most things here in Amersfoort are, you can reach via different routes. But here it is because the IKEA is on the other side of a highway, but also railroad tracks. You need to, you know, you have like... You have very limited spaces where you can safely cross the highway, or, you know, under or over it, but also safely cross the railroad tracks. So it's like, no, I really need to be here, because otherwise I'm gonna have to cycle around like 10 kilometers. Not gonna. But it all worked out in the end, so... At some point I had to hop off my bicycle and walk a bit, but that's okay. Wait, I only need 2. This is so cute. Yeah, I completely missed that there was going to be a marathon-y running, people running around thing. So I was like, what are these? Why is this bicycle road closed? Oh wait, you're making space for runners. Okay, can I go past, please? I think in the end the consensus was a little bit that we were allowed to. We were allowed to cycle there where the runners had to run, but as long as we gave the runners all right of way and didn't bother them. Because it was also, there were quite a lot of cyclists that wanted to use that the same path, so, you know, they couldn't exactly just shut off all these bits. Because the runners were at some point getting pretty far apart as well, so... And yeah, the 10-kilometer detour is a bit much. Especially since the entire trip was supposed to be 12 kilometers, so a 10-kilometer detour would have been pretty far. Oh, and I found a really fun geocache. I took a little detour to get a geocache, and it was really fun because at some point, you know, I was near the location and it was like, yeah, it's a really good beginner cache as well because it's fun and it's quick. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good. I mean, I'm almost on 100 caches, but you know, still fun, quick beginner caches are always fun. And suddenly, at the side of a house, I noticed a sign, and the sign had the geocache logo on it. I was like, all right, this is where I'm supposed to be. Now, where is the cache? And I realized that under the sign hung a big hook, and under that, in the ground, was a little one of these little square things. They are usually, I think, for like gas meters and, you know, like for official people things. But I'm like, wait a second, you can easily lift. This thing is hanging right here, where I can easily use this hook, which seems to be exactly made to... Oh, there it is. That was fun. It's like, huh. There's a geocaching sign with underneath it you know, on a chain there's a hook, and under there is a tile which definitely has a thing where that hook exactly fits in. So that was a quick in and out. Yep. That was pretty cool. Some people are really, really smart when it comes to hiding geocaches. I recently found one. It took me a moment to realize where it was. Hello, let's see. Jen Fugera? Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, Jen. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for following. But yeah, there was one on the back of a sign, and it turned like, you know, I was looking at this like this huge sign, and I was like, where is the geocache on this? Because usually they put like things in magnets or... But what this person had done was actually put a PVC tube somewhere where it looked to be part of the sign, until you realize that the entire construction of the sign was in like aluminum or some kind of metal. There was one PVC tube, and if you did plump, you could, you know, and then inside the PVC tube was a little tube holding the log. I was like, that was smart. That was really smart. And I really like it when people dress up their geocaches. There is a travel bug hotel relatively close to my house. But that thing is actually also like... Because, you know, people have... for the people who don't do geocaching, usually what you do, you know, you go to a geocache, you find it, you write something in the log, and if people have left gifts, you can take a gift, but then you also leave one. Sometimes caches are so small that there's no gifts in them. I haven't found caches with gifts in them for a long while, and I am... Or I took one from the travel bug hotel, but sometimes instead of a gift, there is a thing called a travel bug, and it has a code on it, and then you can hide it. You know, you can bring it along, but the idea is that you hide the travel bug in a next cache. And then the person who originally released the travel bug can see where it is traveling. So there are people who have now set up geocaches which are, because there are so many itty bitty geocaches that cannot house travel bugs, there are now also geocaches explicitly made to house travel bugs. Which is kind of cool, but you know, there is actually, there's a travel bug hotel at a small bike ride or a longer walking distance from my house, which is also literally a hotel. It's like a big birdhouse thing, and you open it up, and it has like 3 different layers, and like, and they all have little rooms, and they have little beds and couches. So if you put a travel bug in there, you know, you can put the travel bug in a little bed or on a couch, or put it in a comfy chair until the next person comes by to then pick up some travel bugs. Which I think is really cute. You haven't found many yourself, mostly because you never really went looking. Yeah. Hey, I sometimes also just use them as excuses to go out for longer travels. I recently also got the geocaching Prime thing, so I paid for a premium. Because I was out caching with a friend of mine, and there was this really cool cache, and I couldn't log it because it was a premium one, and I was like, I'm buying premium. But I mostly just do the small green ones, so the ones that are, you know, quick grabs. And not the, like, I know there's people who go for, like, the multi-caches, which are, like, complete tours around something. Also, I once accidentally found a geocache. There's this place somewhere where you can buy fresh eggs and stuff. There's this huge thing, and you know, you can either throw money in it or you can swipe your card, and then you have to type in a number, and then you can open it, you know, depending on what number you typed in, you have to pay a certain amount, and then you can open the corresponding hatch, and you can get either cheese or juice or eggs or potatoes. So I was in there, and at some point I noticed there was a guitar hanging on the wall, and I was like, wait a second. And the notes, and it had a geocache logo on it. I was like, why is there a guitar with a geocache logo on here? So I opened the app, and I was like, there's no geocache here. Which one is it? So I looked, but it was apparently one of these geocaches that get marked with a question mark, because, you know, it's like basically, you know, people put riddles in those, and then it's like, yeah, you know, and now you have to find it. So I didn't have to, I only had to solve part of the riddle, because, you know, I didn't have to find the coordinates, but I did have to solve the riddle to find the number to open the code. Also, then I opened it, and then I found out why it was a guitar. Because it was like a golden earring tribute geocache. So, but there was a pressure thing in there. So if you closed the lid and closed it with the little combination lock, it would be closed. But the second you open it, a spring came up, which launched the logbook a little bit, but then also released the trigger, and then inside the guitar thing, a Radar Love would start playing. I was like, wait a second, where did all this noise come from? That was a noisy geocache. That was fun, though. I'm thinking about at some point buying one of these travel bug tags, and then adding a worryworm to them, and, you know, having like a little worryworm travel the geocaching world, see how far it can get. You know, maybe see how it travels the world, or not. Because I recently found a travel bug that had already been traveling since like 2011 or something, or 2013, and I was like, wow, this thing's been traveling for like 8 to 10 years. That's really long. Apparently the poor thing wanted to go to America, but it never made it there. It's been traveling around Europe. But this was the first time it had ended up in the Netherlands, so that was fun. Or at least I hope that was fun. I'm trying to figure out if it needs one more round or if this is fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, these were way smaller. I'm trying to find the one that looked like an elephant. Hey, Crisco Designs! Hello! welcome, welcome. I started posting my going live messages and I was like, ah, Chris Go has just gone live. So welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Hello. To anyone who is not yet following Chris, go hug that follow button because Chris is amazing. He's an Australian crafter. He designs things. He draws things. There is cross stitching going on. What did you do today? If anybody remembers that, I don't remember where I left it, but I made this really cute Encanto cross stitch. He designed it. So for really cool design work and cross stitch stuff and maybe and other crafts and just for fun things. You're doing awesome. You were working on this month's stitch along. Nice. Also, for the people who came in on that raid, in case you don't know me, hi, I'm Lady Niske, I'm from the Netherlands, and I am one overly enthusiastic, crafty kind of person. Welcome, welcome. Crochet is my favoritist hobby, so you can very often find me doing some kind of crochet. I completely deny that I have 5 different crochet projects going on right now. Do you believe me? But you can also sometimes find me here doing cross stitches or embroidery or calligraphy or diamond painting or fill in random crafts here. Also, I am an animal enthusiast. One of the things I do is I volunteer at a local zoo sometimes. So I know a whole lot about zoos and zoo animals. And today I was working on a new project I thought up, which is a sort of cube plushie. This is going to be an elephant. And I haven't quite decided on all animals yet, but this is also a little bit of the proof of concept square to see how this works. But this is, so, you know, I'm going to put some ears on here and a little trunk. And I'm probably going to make like a ladybug and a jellyfish and then, you know, sew them together like a very big die. And I'm gonna have to put the stuffing in something. And then my husband can throw it at my head whenever I'm sad. That is the official plan. It's also a really cute frog here. And, you know, you can, like, the whole idea is also, like, you can so easily turn, like, a little square into different animals. Like, you know, you put some ears on top of it and it's a bunny. You know, you make it in greeny, you put some big circle eyes here and you have a froggy. I'm trying to find the elephant one I found earlier to see if because I am basically sort of working on my own ideas here, so I'm still sort of trying to figure out the measurements and if I need to add another row to this or if this is going to be the good size. Hey, Uncreative Automaton, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, also it seems I have a random animal fact and a snack. Snacking is important. Things we say on this channel. Self-care is sexy. Oh wow, I found somebody who made a spider out of these as well. Can I just look at this picture up close, please? Computer. Let's see. And the ears would be rather small though. So yeah, currently I'm stuck on if I need to add one more row to this border or not. While I'm thinking about that, I'm going to grab a snack and I'm going to think about animals that I would like to talk about. Is there new video footage up? Sometimes I have video footage. Is a tiger outside? No such luck is there. The zoo has a live cam, which is currently watching the tigers. Oh, there she is. This is live tiger footage. Oh, look at that big yawn. Oh, she has some sharp teethsies. So this is Angara. Angara is a Siberian tiger and she is currently all alone. This is not sad. People often think like, oh, isn't it sad that she's all alone? The answer is nope. Because in the wild, they are actually solitary animals. They will accept other tigers from the other gender, but she's totally fine on her own. And she's a very pretty kitty. And she's 11 years old, and yeah. And she has made a glorious contribution to the Siberian tiger breeding program a couple of years ago when she delivered 3 cubs. Yep. Angara is an independent woman. She don't need no man. She's probably getting one though. Have a good lurk, Void. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for the snack. I'm having seeds and nuts. Also, fun fact, you guys can see the can you see my mouse moving on here? There. So this thing right here, this is actually a bungee cable. And that bungee cable, and there's, I guess, there's a sack hanging from it, and there probably is or was snacks in there. Because a zoo does not feed live. Because the point is, of course, like in the wild, she'll eat like deer or other animals or wild pigs. But in the wild, an animal always has a chance to get away. But if you'd put a deer in here, the deer has no chance. And that's just unfair to the prey. But to keep the tiger's hunting instinct alive, because, you know, that's good for them. They sometimes get their food on the bungee cord. Basically, think of like a cat with one of these angling toys. Rar, rar, doink, yoink, doink, yoink, boink. Exactly, Tantail. Also, live prey can indeed hurt an animal, because the live prey is also trying to survive. There's just all kinds of reasons to go, you know what, maybe not. Oh, it is also Stream Raider battle time. Also, fun fact about me, this tiger is actually in a lot of my wedding photographs. Because I got married at the zoo a couple of years ago. And when you get married at the zoo, you can get married next to the tiger enclosure, and they will feed the tigers, and then, you know, with a bit of luck, I mean they can't direct the animals, of course, but we were lucky, and the tigers were all in a lot of our wedding pictures. Behind glass, of course, because, you know, one does not simply pet the tiger. I think the Mantai keeps kill stealing my kills. Not complaining too much though. I think the badger will get a chance to get the crochet hooks bloodied. We defeated the boss! Guys, we haven't lost a single thing yet. Yarn Hype and Void get the bonus squirrels. You're currently still waiting for the... let's see, how do we get what is a nice route through here? Maybe if I don't really like the question mark ones, we can sort of just go floop doop 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 doop, or something like that. We can go floop 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 floop. Excellent flooping. This is only a 1 scholar. Maybe I should put some of those down that I'm trying to level up. Right, people gather up here. Maybe a couple of people gather up there, and let's see how quickly it deteriorates into another bot placement fest. I think I'm going to make one more round on these. Just because if I want to put accessories on the animals, like ears and stuff, you know, I need enough room to place them. Then again, the ears can of course stick out. Oh dear. Maybe I should just try to make some elephant ears and then just see how the ears look and then decide. Just keep this attached for now. That sounds like a better idea. Just make ears and then decide. Improvising ears. Oh, this person did that smarter. With like light and darkness. This is one very dark elephant. That's okay. Sometimes there are dark horses, other times there are dark elephants. Also, the good news is, I mean, did you guys know that there are 2 types of elephants, or at least 2 major subtypes? I think they then have some individual subtypes in there as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because basically you have the African elephants, which are rather big. And then you have you have the little ear guys and the big ear guys. Also the little ear guys, which are the more Asian Indian elephants, also have no tusks. Or at least only the males have tusks. So we have the Asian elephants at the zoo, and people sometimes come up to me and ask, like, why don't they have tusks? And it's like, well, because they are women. People are so used to seeing the ones with the big ears and the tusks that they look at ours and are like, is there something wrong with these? It's like, nope, different type. Actually, fun fact, the lady, I say they have no tusks, but this is sort of a very simplistic thing, but they don't have tusks that you can see. But when they, for example, yawn and they open their mouths, they do actually, at the place where tusks grow, they have tusks, but they're like this big. So when they close their mouths, actually their mouths fall over fall over them, so you can't see their tusks. But they technically do have them, but it's just not very much. So this is going to be a little-eared elephant. I'm probably also not going to give it tusks, because I want it to be a girl elephant. They're not really canines. I think canines are mostly found in... no, because they are not part of chewing. Canines are, I think, these teeth. Because they're not... because, of course, tusks are also not used for chewing. They're not really part of the chewing teeth. Also, by the way, do you guys want to know a fun fact about elephants' teeth? You remember reading something about a certain breed of elephants starting evolving to lose the tusks because of poaching? Yeah, I mean, that is, if the elephants are poached because of the ivory, I guess that would make sense. Sadly, sometimes one of the other reasons why elephants get poached is because, you know, Say you're a farmer in India and you have put up, your farm and, there's all kinds of tasty veggies in there and you're all like, yay, I'm going to be able to feed my family this winter. And then a group of elephants walks by and goes, hey, look guys, somebody planted a snack. This happens. And then farmers will sometimes poach the elephants either to prevent them from snacking on their crops or as a retaliation of snacking on their crops. But I also know the zoo actually sponsors a couple of projects where people can get help to make their lands elephant proof. Because, simple gates will not keep out an elephant. But for example, if you put up, there are certain bushes that I think they don't like, or there are bushes if you put up certain, that was giraffes. Giraffes can be actually kept out with food walls, but that's not in India, of course, but that's in Africa again. But, elephants, for example, are not very fond of beehives. So a couple of, if you know where, elephants tend to follow similar routes. So if you tactically place beehives on the place where you expect the elephants to walk, they will sometimes just take a detour. You can sort of guide the elephants away from your land with tactically placed beehives. Also, bonus point, bees. They pollinate your crops. Double win, no elephants and extra pollinators. Also bonus honey. And also then the elephants don't have to die. But yeah, the zoo sponsors all kinds of projects like that. Fun fact about elephant teeth. Do you know how we, like we humans, you have your baby teeth and then at some point they'll start wobbling and fall out and then underneath there is your grown-up teeth? Well, except for me, I used to have a baby tooth for the longest time because there was no grown-up tooth underneath. But elephants will actually keep on, or at least for a long time, they will, I'm trying to find the words in English. I'll get there in a second. But the elephants have a set of very big teeth here and up there. So the grinding, the molars? Is it molars? So the big grinding teeth, just they look a bit like cow teeth and, they because they eat a lot of hay, the teeth will grind the hay and the leaves and the twigs, the teeth will grind that. But that also wears down the teeth. But the good thing is that every time that a tooth is worn down literally to the end, because, you won't find huge elephant teeth lying around. They literally wear down their own teeth. But the second that the teeth is worn down, there's another one underneath. So it's like, hello, all, down with the old tooth, all hail the new one. But they can do this like 5 or 6 times, so that means that, and each tooth lasts about 10 years. This means that this is why elephants don't often become older than about 60 years old, because after 60, they have no more molars, which means that they can't chew. This sounds kind of sad, but also keep in mind that in the wild by that time they will have also grown old, and most elephants, because of either disease or being eaten by something, this, nature is a cruel mistress. But, they will usually not die of starvation. I think it's really, really strange that they just wear down their teeth but nature's like, oh, psych, there's another one underneath there. I mean, sharks do something similarly, I think. Sharks also will have, if a shark's tooth falls out, no biggie, there's a new one. There's a new one just waiting to be, all ready to go. As I said at the start of the stream, people sometimes ask me if I'm making up the things I'm saying, and the point is just, I don't make up animal facts. Nature is just really, really weird sometimes. I don't need to make up animal facts. Nature does that all on its own. see, 1, 2, yeah, we've started at the beginning, a very good place to start. Let's see, does this sort of work? Just sort of going by eye. Like, you know, how did somebody else make it? Because if I now just make, if I do this and then I make a couple of stitches underneath here and I sort of go back to make it a bit more of an ear shape, I think it'll just work for a smaller eared elephant. And it would just fit on here, and then indeed this is the correct size. Or should I make them one bigger? I could just do the little working back thing and see how it looks. Oh wow, it's almost 4 already? Wow, time is going fast today. Because I will still need to go to the store in a bit because, you know, need food. This bit could be a little bit neater, but then again, if you put it on like that. Yeah, that looks like an elephant ear, doesn't it? Ugh. Darn bot army. So the point is, you know, if I let this run through, they will overplace like mad, which then means that, you know, next stream, everything will be way more difficult. This was only a one skull battle. I mean, you know, this goes real quick. There we go. Rusty Dove, Binary, Yarn Hype, Uncreative Automaton, and Amanta get the bonus rewards. Right, you know what? Because the bot army is still lingering around, I say what we do is we do this one. We do this battle. We started after 15 minutes. Because, you know, bot army provides and such. Let's see. Oh, these are all these things with these switches and stuff. Wait, are those the traps? Where are the... Oh, there are... the buttons are all over here. That's where the switches are. I think we just need enough rogues to, you know, run after the switches. There's also switches here, so I say we... if we put people, like, around the switches and here... and the rest is mostly traps. Oh wait, there's another switch over there. And the rest just gang up over there. We'll probably make it. There we go. And then I can work on another elephant ear. And yeah, weave in some ends. I kind of want to put the trunk here so the trunk sort of hides the bit where you go up. Alright, I'll put it like here-ish, I think. Dun 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 dun. Now it's a flappy ear. It's almost mid. Oh, yeah, of course. It's a happy time zone to you. Thank you very much again for raiding. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Sleep well and say hello to your husband, and you know, give the cat a pet. Thank you for being here, Chris. Yeah. All right, we have sort of attached one ear. It's nice now, sort of a sensory thing. Sort of trying to look into a lot of these different animal options. Some of them are definitely easier than others. Like they also have like lions. Also, you could just make an applique and then stitch that onto there. But I want to use this as a base pattern all the time, because if I make six the same ones, then I can, you know, easily make them into a cube without the cube becoming too wonky. At least in theory. 6. Itty bitty hiccup. Hey, it's at least a great excuse for me to get rid of some of this dark grey, because I don't really use a lot of grey, because, you know, grey is not exactly a color you would make, you know, toys for premature born babies with. Or at least I wouldn't. I think I once made a bright pink and grey one, but that was really one of the only ones that I made in grey. Oh, I could totally make a giraffe as well. There's options for hippos. with a hedgehog, which would be kind of cute. And then you'd have to make like a little face here, which wouldn't quite work. It would need more space, I think. Yeah, you really need well-centered animals for this. Because I'm like, I don't think I can make an otter, for example, because otters would be, just, well, more difficult. Because otters don't have very round faces, so I'm not sure how it could... You know, also, like, an animal like an elephant is easy to accessorize, you know. Give it a trunk with a couple of big ears and maybe some tusks and, you know. Pufferfish! Maybe. I see bears and koalas and foxes. Oh, I see. Oh, somebody made one into a sloth. That could actually really work. You just need the facial markings. Oh, why am I making this into half doubles? Don't make half doubles, just make regular crochets. Your craft lurking, that is always excellent. I mean, I do that a lot on other people's streams as well. I mean, I know from experience it's a lot of fun to craft while watching somebody craft, so I would never attempt to deny anyone that if they want to use me as a background crafting noise. So let me quickly also check my calendar, because I think, by the way, fair warning, next week is probably going to be one of those rather iffy weeks again when it comes to streaming. Yeah, let's see, next week on Wednesday probably I'm going to be streaming relatively late, because I have a doctor's appointment and after that I also have a shift at the zoo. Friday's fine. I might skip the Sunday stream. There are several things going on that day, and it's my mom's birthday, or at least it is close to my mom's birthday. So I'm probably going to be visiting my mom, and that means I won't have a lot of streaming time. Because real life, like, that's a weird thing. Like, I started this stream, of course, in lockdown times, and you know, and now suddenly I'm like, wait a second, there's social engagements? How did this work again? You know, I now have to figure out how to sometimes work my streaming around all my social engagements. But I'll manage, you know. I mean, my streaming schedule was already relatively wonky, so, you know, it's just gonna get a little bit wonkier. Let's see, how did I do this? Because I'm making this ear slightly the other way round and then hoping that that means that I will have a sort of almost perfectly mirrored ear. Sadly, not quite. Oh wait, I know what I'm doing wrong. The ear here should, I think, start more little and then end bigger. More like this. Yes, look, that is... Oh no, wait, now it's not mirrored. Ah. Also, this is nicer than this one, damn it. This is actually nicer than that one. I think I'm going to unattach this one and make the earlobe a little bit prettier. God damn it, it needs to be mirrored. So if I hear, then this does need to be long. Sometimes doing these things without a pattern is just, you know, one hell of a lot of trial and error. Just, you know, do it, sigh deeply, undo it, sigh again, and well, but that is, you know, that is how crafting goes. I have the feeling it's just less deep than that one, but it is ear-shaped. Did I use bigger stitches here or something? No, I think it was because I went back on this one that it's slightly different. Right, you know what? We're going to run the Stream Raider battle. I'm going to fix these ears probably somewhere tonight or tomorrow or something. Ugh. Yeah, let's see how. Oh, there is an epic bone rogue just around the end of this thing. Excellent. Right, let's speed up the people here so they can maybe quickly press some buttons. Or quickly go for a couple of those, that also works. This whole group here has ended on exactly the opposite spot of here, hasn't it? That totally didn't do what I wanted it to do. There's locust swarms going around now. Don't swarm. Let's hope they just disperse quickly before they hit anyone. We have a lot of these long shot sun archers, which is nice. They're relatively protected behind here and they can still shoot all the things. Yeah, that's... Guys, there's archers down there. Look at that. There's archers down here and just nobody's going for them. Those archers are murdering you from the flanks. Please murder the archers. Thank you. These are... The good thing is that I think the mummies die after a while. Or, no wait, this is a different type of mummy. It's okay, there's only 15, 14 of them, and like 40 of us, so we'll probably make it. Also, I should start looking into who I am going to raid. Who shall we raid? Ooh, Red and the Wolf design just started streaming. It's always fun to say hello to her. Alright, opened the captain's chest. Crafty Mom, Jen. Hey, Jen. Did I say hello to you when you came in? I don't remember. I'm sorry if I didn't. Uncreative Automaton, you also get the bonus reward. And next time we're just going to sort of run this way and we'll see how far we can get in... Oh dear, it's only 2 days. We'll probably run a slightly different route to avoid hitting too many of these loyalty chests then. You don't remember either, you were lurking. Well then, I guess everything's fine. So, my lovelies, thank you all so much for being here. It was really lovely. Bonus thanks to Crisco Designs for raiding me with this huge party. Always appreciated. And thank you to everyone who chatted. Thank you to everyone who lurked. Thank you to everyone who redeemed Therapet cards or other things. I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you for being here while I try to make an elephant thing, and we'll probably be making a couple more. And I will spread more worry worms in the name of love and Twitch and chatting. So remember, lovelies, self-care is super duper sexy. So look after yourself because you're worth it and I love you. And the little Pride Turtle will wish everyone a happy Pride Month. Boop! And remember, you can be proud no matter who you are. You do not have to be out or anything. You know, if you're more comfortable in the closet, you're allowed to be in there for as long, you know, until you find your comfort. And you are valid no matter what. So have another little pride boop. And I say, let's go say hi to Red and the Wolf Design. Have a great rest of your Sunday. In case anybody wants them, here are some raid calls. And all I can say is see you guys on Wednesday. Bye. Love you guys so much. What is Red doing? Ooh, working on the subscriber blanket. Nice. Bye, everyone.
Those that don't know me yet, I'm Yvonne. I mostly knit and crochet and I design patterns for both. That's the stuff you see over there in the small window. Right now I'm working on squares for my subscriber blanket because every subscriber gets to choose a color on their first, third, sixth, ninth and so on one. Oh, someone was making one of my shawls. That's nice. If you came over with the weight, let me know who you are and what you were making and where I can see it. Because I always love to see what people make with my patterns. You were making crochet 20 squares with animals on them, or at least you are improvising an elephant. Nice, that sounds cute. So yeah, I knit, I crochet, I do some embroidery, I do some paper craft, some diamond painting and a lot of other stuff, but mostly on stream you will see knitting and crochet. I live here with my partner and my almost 18-year-old son, both of which appear occasionally. Son takes over sometimes, so he got nicknamed Teen Wolf because he is partially my co-streamer. And yeah, if you want to know anything about me, have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, make yourself comfortable, sit down with your own crafts, a drink of your choice, and let's just chat for a bit. We are playing Stream Raiders here as well, as you might be able to see. Here is the link to my current battle if you want to join.